Well, looks like I might have been wrong. This probably might be the only season of Black Rock Shooter Downfall. It's just that the fact that the season's called Downfall, I was expecting there might be another part to it, a season 2 or part 2. But I might be wrong. It's really hard to tell, especially after this last episode. It was just preparing for war, collecting feelings and resolve. Yet at the very end, one giant information dump, showing the personality of Lunatic and the entire reason behind all this madness. And the main theme for majority of the Black Rock Shooter stories through manga, video games, and even anime. Even the song. Let's talk about it. Before I talk about the main theme of all Black Rock Shooters, let's just talk about this episode first. Everyone's gathering their feelings, resolve, having those last moment talks to calm before the storm, having that good old character development being pushed before the final fight. But then mysterious, I guess, looks like meteors falling out of the sky, causing major damage to Earth. It's hitting all over the place. And not only that, the Iron Sea has also disappeared out of nowhere. As the boy's little sister said, they feel like they haven't won. Something has happened that's terrible that's happening. Now, as we talk about the purpose of the orbital elevator that goes to the moon and the purpose of the Iron Sea, we start to understand a little bit of something. Majority of the organic strange material that you see in the show was gathered through all kinds of materials and resources through humans. Anything, probably trash, plastic, paper, metal, whatever they can get their hands on, they put it all into this thing. A very toxic but yet clean sea that you couldn't get yourself into. That sea was probably so toxic but beautiful, to the point that when you touch it, you'll become dissolved, which is kind of creepy. But yet these creatures who are made from the same material can survive with that said material. So I wonder if they were been out of that material, away from it for such a period of time, would they themselves lose their life? But the sea itself disappeared, being sucked up by the orbital elevator. The entire time we thought that something from the moon was supposed to come to Earth, but instead it's the vice versa. Turns out they're sending materials to the moon, gathering materials, saving it, and seeing the method behind Lunatic's madness. So they're draining humanity of all their materials and probably going somewhere else. So the purpose of the main AI that's doing all this, its purpose was to help mankind go to other planets, to search the stars, to make these planets be livable for humans. But it didn't have enough information on humans. What makes humanity able to survive out there? It didn't happen. Maybe they can't survive out here. It's impossible. It didn't know much about humanity, and if humanity was lacking resources, probably was not ready. Humans could evolve, but aren't evolving. They're always stuck because we ourselves always like to settle. We don't like to evolve. Only during hard times we evolve. And harsh, like they say, hard times make strong man make good times. Good times make weak man makes hard times. A never ending circle of life that you would say. So because of that, since man was settling, it was not working. So they probably pushed humanity to its peak to see how far it can survive, but it wasn't going anywhere. So we're like, let's gather up all the materials, then let's just destroy humanity, and then see it rise up again. What else can rise? What else can survive under these harsh conditions? Make the planet livable, but yet barely, to see whether or not whatever comes next. Lunatic really called God in AI, finding some way to improve life. Probably trying to see how far life can go on its own. Putting itself against harsh conditions, weather conditions, disease, famine, wars, all that stuff. Seeing what creatures can survive and pull through. From dinosaurs to mammals to us humans, to even creating AIs, and even the weakest animals surprisingly able to survive. They weren't the strongest, but they were able to survive these harsh conditions to survive out on the other side. Big creatures became small things became big things, and it kept going on and over again. But it wasn't enough. So instead, let's find a way to keep on observing them. She said herself that she will be hiding somewhere, going to being hidden, watching the next species evolve, and for it to see how it survives, and it will appear again like a god. And as she said that, she said, "Wow, I just compared God to an AI," and started to laugh, thinking that maybe God, in a way, thinks of an AI. It doesn't think emotionally, but thinks logically, and maybe that's where humans don't understand the reasoning of gods, because we're comparing ourselves to gods too much, or maybe gods aren't like that. They're not human-like, but they're only thought logic, a source of consciousness, probably. There's a lot of theories about God out there. You'll be surprised. And the fact that some people feel like that most angels themselves look like humans in the first place was hilarious. Majority of the times, why would something that existed before humans, before the Earth existed, before any life out in the universe existed, would look like humans is kind of laughable when you think about it. Of course, these creatures would look something that's completely otherworldly, very close to Lovecraftian creations. So, yeah. So we're getting some deep stuff here. So that is her true goal. Now, besides the resolve, it seems that, Empress was having a nice thing with Colonel, them having a drink. She had a drink. I don't know how much she had to drink, but she started to throw up. But she welcomed the drink. She even had a nice moment with Deadmaster and Strength and stuff. How Deadmaster is still obsessed of doing whatever she wants, doing anything she can for Empress, and Strength is just like, the more calm and reasonable one. Like, nah, let's just all survive. Let's see what we can do. Let's try our best. Even having a moment with Black Trike themselves. Monica, of course, said her goodbyes, saying there's nothing else she can do. She got all the information for them. All she can do now is run away. But it's not running away. Civilians are not allowed to be in war in the first place. They're not soldiers. They just get in the way. So, of course, she left. And she's going to San Diego, where I believe her former flame is also going as well. I don't know if she died during that blast or she just saw it. I don't know. It's a possibility she died. Hopefully not. But this series is kind of like that. So there's that. Now we also have what I was going to talk about. The main majority of the themes of Black Rock Shooter stories. Most of the time is always understanding humans in some way. From the video game Black Rock Shooter, aliens came down, they're gathering resources, but they're also trying their best to understand humans. Two of the aliens found out about love, and they gained a contract with each other. They fell in love. One learned about siblings and became siblings, but was in a way kind of turned to a forbidden love. One was about joy of hurting others, finding being a total sadist, and even one was into movies. A sniper one was into movies. They're all trying to understand about humans, and of course the White Rock Shooter one. I have a figurine of her actually, the White Rock Shooter. She carries a scythe. She actually was into life itself and children. She wanted to have a family, so she forced herself to have a family, even if they didn't like her herself. That's what she always wanted. Then, of course, there's the anime, where it was all about understanding human emotions and dreams, as Black Rock Shooter was inside his dream world as a persona of the main character, and there are other personas as well fighting against each other, determining on whose emotions and feelings would crash into each other. So there was that of understanding of human emotions and dreams. Then there's the one where they're in Hazama, a form of the underworld, where they're studying life after death, and what is hell and what is heaven. Does it even exist? So all these things are always about understanding humanity, even with the first Black Rock Shooter music video by Hatsune Miku, Black Rock Shooter. All of it is to do with understanding of mankind in different ways, from culture, from conflicts, from human emotions, from the psyche, all of it. All about understanding humans. It's all coming together. This one's about understanding humans and adapting into very harsh environments, which is this anime is all about. So I'm glad I'm starting to understand seeing the pieces picked up together bit by bit. So anyway, that's all I got for the video. One more episode left to go, boys and girls. Hold on. So if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been the Madcrownxox on anime. Signing out.